How are you doing, Tanya?
Well, I feel a little swollen around the belly, but otherwise I'm fine.
I see. Well, it's not long now until you pop. I'm glad you're healthy. I was worried because you were feeling rough quite often with the second child.
I guess so. I never had problems like that when I was pregnant with Julie. I suppose it varies from child to child. Lately, Julie has been saying she really wants to spend more time with her daddy. I wish you didn't have to work so much.
I know. I'm sorry. I wish I could spend more time with her too. It seems like she's really excited to be a big sister though. She's always looking at the baby's ultrasound. She's always saying that she can't wait for the baby to be born. Oh.
I see. I'm glad she's looking forward to it. They often say that when a baby is born, the elder children can revert to being babies. So I was a little worried.
I'm sure she'll be fine. I can't believe she's already 10 years old now. Time flies.
You're right. Oh yeah, what happened to the business trip? Is it still happening?
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm really sorry. Mabel says I should go since I'm the project manager.
Nothing you can do about it, I guess. If this project goes well, you might get that promotion, right? You've been working so hard towards this, Bruce. They're expecting big things of you at work. You have to prove them right.
Thank you, Tanya. So, I mentioned this before. I'm a little worried about leaving you on your own this late into your pregnancy. I just wanted to make sure you are still planning to stay with your parents while I'm gone.
Yep. I asked my parents, and if anything, they were thrilled. They said they'll be more than happy to have their granddaughter around for a month. Dad even says he can take Julie to school.
So it's okay?
Yeah, no problem. They said they've been bored since retiring.
I still feel bad. You're having to go stay with your parents at this important stage because of my career. I wish I could help you more. I wish you could just stay at home and get your mom to help out, like when you were pregnant with Julie. It's not as if your parents live very far away.
It's fine. If I'm with my parents, they can help out with anything. I'm a little worried about my health this time, too.
Okay. We'll be apart for a while, but we'll get through this together. I love you, Tanya.
Hey, Julie. The baby was kicking a lot today. She's getting strong. She'll be born soon.
Really? I'm excited!
Did Daddy tell you we're staying with Grandma and Grandpa?
Yes. Daddy is busy with work, right?
That's right. We have to say bye to Daddy for a while. Is that okay?
Yes! Daddy said he would play with me lots when we go home. It's okay.
I see. Grandpa will pick you up tomorrow.
Okay, Mommy.
Morning, Bruce. We'll get home by 3 p.m. Julie's really excited to see Daddy after so long. Make sure you spend lots of time with her when we get home. I can't unlock the front door. Is it broken? Can you open the door? Aren't you at home?
I changed the locks, so don't come in. Just go away.
Huh? What are you talking about? Have you got some surprise planned for us?
Look, I'm telling you to go away.
Hey, what is this? Did something happen? Just let us in. It's raining and the kids are going to get wet.
Not happening. This isn't you or the kids' home anymore. So just scram. Comprende?
I don't get it. What is happening? I've gone to a neighbor's house for now to get out of the rain. You need to explain everything.
Explain? Maybe you have some idea why I'm doing this.
What are you trying to say? You just kicked your own children out of your house. Are you crazy?
My children? Liar. Just tell me honestly. They're not actually my kids, are they?
What?
I got a feeling that something was off when the eldest was born. Julie doesn't look like me at all. The baby looks even less like me. That's how I know.
Now wait a second. Are you accusing me of cheating on you? What proof do you have?
The fact that you're getting so defensive is suspicious.
You love Julie so much.
That's because I thought she was my own daughter.
I can't believe this. I'm calling my parents. I'll also let your parents know about this.
Why are you trying to get one step ahead of me? You're just going to give them your biased story, right? I'll do the explaining. You should just take care of your spawn.
Spawn?
Just don't come back home today. Got it?
We can't go home? But Daddy, you promised to play with me. You said you would play with me after we got home.
Julie?
Did you argue with Mommy? You have to make up. Mr. Barnes told me at school. He said you have to say sorry after a fight.
Julie, look. Your mommy is the bad one here. Mommy lied to Daddy.
Lied?
I'm not really your daddy, Julie. So never call me Daddy again. You little brat.
Hey! What are you saying to your own child? Julie's really upset and she's crying. Have you lost your mind during the last month?
I haven't lost my mind. I'm calm. If anything, I've gone back to being my real self.
What do you mean? You were such a loving husband and father, but was that all a lie? Do you remember our wedding vows? For better or for worse? You said those words too.
Ugh, you're so annoying. Shut up. Don't text me anymore.
Wait, how can I accept any of this? Bruce!
All that garbage about the kids not being yours. I get it now. I know everything. I understand the reason you completely changed character. Huh. There's no mystery to solve here. Your unfaithfulness is reason enough. I told you we were let inside by a neighbor for shelter from the rain. It was Leona, the mom I know from Julie's school. Opposite our house and one to the right. So? Well, we were at my parents'. Leona said she happened to see something when she was driving home. She saw you letting a woman into our house. I wondered what you were going to start saying. But don't you start accusing me just because I caught you. Or maybe you women want to work together to incriminate me, then push all the blame onto the man. That's why housewives are so annoying. They don't know how to do anything except spread stupid rumors. I have proof. What? Leona's dash cam. I checked it just in case. I could see it clear as day. I saw the woman's face and I was surprised. Your ex-girlfriend, right? I think her name was Amelia. It was my co-worker. It's not Amelia. You're mistaking her for someone else. I knew Amelia in high school and college, so I know her face well. She still had her distinctive beauty mark on her face. There was no mistaking it. I can ask my college friends and find out Amelia's contact details. I'll send her the dashcam footage. I'll ask her to confirm that it is her. I could get a private investigator if I need to. Fine, I get it. Amelia did come to the house. Are you happy? No, I'm not happy. You need to explain. You said all that stuff about the kids. But it wouldn't have been that hard to prove they were yours. A paternity test would have done it. I don't know why you started spouting such nonsense. You need to tell me why you did all this. Oh, shove off. You're so bossy. Are you my mother? I guess childbirth turns women into boring mothers. They lose all their attractiveness, lol. Amelia, on the other hand, is so lovely. There's no comparison. So, you tricked me to be with Amelia.
Then you tried to pin the blame on me and divorce me. You are an awful person. Julie's so young, but you said those hurtful things to her. You really are scum.
Shut up. You don't understand me at all. Not a single thing. So don't you judge me.
Then explain. You're just repeating the same garbage. Come on. Talk.
I've been patient this whole time.
Huh? Patient?
I don't even like kids. But it's better for your career if you have the image of a family man. In this day and age, you don't know where information might leak. So, I had to play the perfect father and husband at work and at home. It was all for my career. It was agony for me to live a lie to do that. But as soon as you guys went off to your parents' place, I enjoyed my newfound freedom. When I got home, suddenly it didn't feel so cramped anymore. I could just spontaneously go out for drinks in the night or meet up with friends whenever. It was the most freedom I had since I was single.
Is that when you met with Amelia again?
Yeah. She was just the same as when I met her. It was like traveling back to my bachelor days. Everything was peachy. I had so much fun all the time. But when you guys came home, that fun time was going to be over. I couldn't go back to living in a cage like before. So I kicked you out so I didn't have to go back to that cage.
I see now. So you got drunk on your temporary freedom. You've got your head in the clouds. I can see that it's still all the way up there. Because you're still not behaving rationally.
I'm glad that you get it now. We should get divorced. Then I'll be free of you and I can live the life I want.
Why don't you just go ahead and do that? I don't want to live with you anymore either. But make sure you pay child support. I'll also be suing for emotional damages.
Not a problem at all. No skin off my nose. Well, we're both in agreement. We've mutually decided to divorce. There'll be no trouble down the line. Let's not dig up our past and hold it against each other. We don't need to fight needlessly.
You just want to settle out of court, right? You'd be worse off doing things properly, wouldn't you? You're pathetic. Whatever.
Hey, Tanya. How are you?
Who is this?
It's me. Bruce. Don't play dumb. You know who I am.
Oh yes, long time no see. I almost forgot about you. I did want to forget about you completely. I thought it was about time that you'd get in touch.
You were waiting for me to contact you? How sweet.
Don't try to twist this in a way that makes you look good. I just thought you'd wake up soon. I thought you'd come crying to me like a pathetic loser. Did you enjoy your freedom? How's Amelia doing?
You don't need to ask. You know, don't you?
Of course. I hear Amelia left you. Why? Why don't you tell me the reason?
Well, you started suing Amelia for emotional damages. So we got into an argument.
I see. But couldn't you see that coming? I did tell you I'd be suing for emotional damages. You agreed that it was all right, didn't you?
But I didn't think you meant you were going to sue Amelia. I didn't think that far.
Isn't it obvious that I would do that to my cheating husband and his affair partner? Oh, but it did seem like you were drunk that day. Your head was in the clouds, so it looks like you didn't think it through.
It's as you say. Something was wrong with me. Please, let me fix this. I'm back to my normal self.
No, because you already destroyed the bonds that held this family together. And we've already divorced. Now we're strangers.
Please, I'm at my wit's end. I hate going home to an empty house. I get home tired after work. There's no dinner ready and the house is a mess. There's no family to welcome me home. I'm going crazy from the loneliness.
Oh, okay.
I mean it. I'm really struggling mentally. Maybe that's why work isn't going so well. I'm being treated coldly by my coworkers.
Oh yeah, that. I don't think it's your mental state. I just think your coworkers don't like you. That whole thing about you being a scumbag who would literally lock out his family from their home. All your coworkers know.
Huh? Why? Did you tell everyone at my company? What do you think you're doing? It was a mutually agreed upon divorce.
I haven't done anything. Remember Leona, who helped us shelter from the rain that day? It seems like she spread rumors everywhere about the whole thing.
What?
Leona knows someone at your company. I guess that person must have told everyone else who works there. You can't stop a rumor once it starts. That perfect image of yourself that you built is now ruined. I don't think they can fire you for infidelity, but you've certainly lost everyone's trust. Oh, by the way, wasn't there talk of a promotion a while back?
No way. Tanya, please, take me back. If you don't, my life is finished. But if you guys stay by my side, I'm sure we can rebuild everything. Just give me a chance. I want to see the kids. I want to talk to you, Tanya.
No.
Why? I'm begging you. Why won't you listen to me? Do you care what happens to me? Have some mercy.
Quit whining. You're being so childish. You little brat.
Hey, Mommy? Did you speak to Daddy?
Yeah.
What did Daddy say?
He says he wants to see you and the baby. Hey, Julie? Do you want to see Daddy?
I wanted to before.
But not anymore?
I heard you and Grandpa talking about Daddy. Daddy did a really bad thing, didn't he?
You're right. He did a terrible thing. He made you so upset, Julie. He really upset Mommy, too.
Yes, I know. I saw you crying at night, Mommy. Mr. Barnes told me. After you fight, you should say sorry and make up. But when someone does something really bad, saying sorry isn't enough. Daddy did something really bad, right? So I don't think I should see Daddy until he's really sorry.
Are you sure?
Yes. I want Daddy to say sorry and he should mean it.
I see. That's very mature, Julie. I think you're the most grown up in our family. When Bruce's parents heard how he treated us, they were furious with him, of course. They disowned him, and he didn't receive a shred of support from them after that. At his company, it seemed the rumors really affected his career. Shortly after, Bruce was demoted and stationed at some faraway office in the countryside. His promotion was no more, and he got a pay cut. But he won't be able to quit because he needs to keep making his child support payments. He needs to continue redeeming himself until Julie forgives him one day. As for me, I'm helping at my father's company and working towards qualifications for elderly care. I'm working hard to ensure I can earn a good salary in the future. My youngest is still small, so she's a handful. I'm just glad Julie is old enough to be like a second mother to her. She's been great with taking care of her. Us three girls plan to keep on supporting each other as a family.
Esther, we're getting a divorce.
What?
You went back to your mom and dad's place after getting discharged from the hospital. They have ramps and all that crap, so it's wheelchair friendly, right? There's no sense to you coming back to me. I just terminated the contract on the apartment, so it ain't like there's anywhere for you to come back to anyway.
Barry, what the hell? Just slow down a minute. The only reason I came back to live with my folks is because our apartment isn't wheelchair friendly. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement. Wasn't the plan to find a new wheelchair friendly place to move in together?
Maybe it was at one point, but you know what? That sounds like a real pain in the ass.
What?
Listen, babe, I'm real grateful for you jumping in to save me like that. I would have been in major trouble if not for you. Who knows, I could have even died. It sucks that you ended up in a wheelchair after falling down the stairs. But you know what, Sugar Dumpling? That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Thing is, Sweetie Pie, all this time alone, I've been doing some thinking. The fact that your mom and dad's place is wheelchair friendly must mean you had some close friend or relative in a wheelchair living there before.
Yes, my grandma. Apparently they had some improvements made on the house to make her life there as smooth and stress-free as possible.
Basically, your family home, where they have experience looking after cripples, is a far more suitable care environment than anything I could possibly provide. Think about it. You know I'm right.
Oh my god.
As soon as I realized that, it dawned on me just how pointless our relationship is. You're dead weight, and divorce is the only answer.
How could you do this? You make it sound like you don't even care about me. I'm in a difficult enough place mentally as it is, Barry. I'm in a wheelchair for crying out loud. Did you really have to do this now of all times? Oh my god, my world is falling apart.
Oh yeah, that too!
Huh?
Ever since you got put in a wheelchair, you've been giving off this miserable, depressing aura. Like you're constantly begging for sympathy. And I gotta tell you, babe, it's been hard on me.
What the? How could you say this?
In any case, I ain't got no interest in continuing married life with a depressing, crippled loser like you. That's why we're getting a divorce. I'll mail the divorce papers to your folks' place. Make sure you get them signed and handed in ASAP. Your folks are gonna have to push you there, obviously. See ya! Hey, Esther, it's been a while.
Huh? Is that Barry?
Can you believe it's been a whole 3 years? Time sure flies when you're having fun, huh?
What do you want?
I'm messaging you because there's something I wanted to tell you.
What?
I'm getting remarried!
That's great. Congratulations.
Haha, thanks, babe.
Was that all you wanted to tell me?
Huh?
Surely it would be kinda weird if the only reason you wanted to message your ex-wife after 3 years was to tell her you're getting remarried. Surely that wasn't the only thing? To be honest, I think I forgot to block you because I was dead certain you'd never message me again. After all, why would you? I didn't see this one coming. If that was all you wanted to tell me, let's leave it there. I'd appreciate it if you didn't contact me again.
Aha! I knew it! I knew messaging you was the right thing to do.
What? Why?
It's as plain as day! You still have feelings for me, don't you, babe?
Excuse me?
You know how when you tell a kid not to push a button, they always end up pushing it? It was reverse psychology! You thought by telling me not to contact you, I'd get in touch with you again someday, and you'd have another shot at the prize. Me. I can read you like a book.
I'd appreciate it if you stopped playing games and acting so strange. We're done. Barry, and that's final. Now please, stop messaging me. Just leave me alone. You're really annoying.
One more thing. My fiance is the daughter of the CEO of a major company. I take a huge sigh of relief every time I remember how I never would have found myself such a good woman if we didn't divorce. Whew, talking about dodging a bullet. Can you imagine me forced to be permanent live-in carer to some whiny cripple for the rest of my life? I made the right decision.
Wow.
Aha! There it is! The jealousy rears its ugly head. Ha ha ha! I guess no one can blame you. I'm a rugged, fine specimen of a man who can have any woman he wants. And you're in a wheelchair.
Is this the real reason you messaged me?
Huh?
Did you just want to mock and ridicule me for being in a wheelchair? To gloat about how much better you think you are than me? About how much better you think your life is than mine?
Ha ha! I guess it can't be helped. It is the truth after all.
I'd appreciate it if you kept your malicious, spiteful judgments about what you think my life must be like to yourself.
Aw, is someone a little mad? Does baby want a dummy?
I suggest you be careful about what you say.
What? Is that a threat? I'm quaking in my boots here, honest.
It'd be an awful shame if you said the wrong thing and forced me to take revenge on you when you least expected it.
Whatever, you jealous loser. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I'll invite you to the wedding. It could be good for you. Think about it. If you see how blissfully happy me and my new wife are together with your own eyes, it might help you finally let go of your feelings for me.
Feelings for you? I honestly could not care less about you.
Great, that settles it then. I'll send the invite out to your folks' place.
I don't want one, and I'm not going. Truthfully, I'd rather stick pins in my eyes.
I know how stubborn you are, so I know you'll probably reply not attending, despite wanting to come more than anything. But I'm preparing some space for your wheelchair, so you better show up.
I said I'm not going.
Hey, Esther! I knew it! You were so adamant you weren't gonna come, but I knew it was all an act. You actually came, didn't you? Priceless! I saw a woman in a wheelchair making her way towards the wedding hall from the waiting room window. I knew it! Your feelings for me are unshakable, and you came in spite of your protest. You can't run from love, babe! Or roll in your case. Problem is, I filled the space I had ready for you, cause you sent the invite back saying you weren't attending. They don't even make movies this entertaining. Sorry, sweet cheeks, but I could hardly let you in without a confirmed invite. My hands were tied. I knew I did the right thing by warning my buddy on reception. I said, hey, Timmy, if some bimbo in a wheelchair shows up, you make sure you turn her away immediately. You got that, Mal? Why? Because she's my ex-wife. He messaged me just now saying he sent you packing the moment you showed up. He said the look in your face was priceless. Enjoy the journey home. I hope you brought someone to push you.
Barry, I'm sorry, but I'm completely lost. What are you talking about?
Cripple, go home! Go home, go home, go home! Cripple, go home! Go home, go home, go home! G-O-H-O-M-E!
But I never came in the first place?
Huh?
As you well know, I sent the invite back with the not attending box very clearly ticked. As I told you before, I had no intention of going, and I didn't. So what the hell are you talking about?
Huh? But in that case, who was the one I saw from the waiting room window?
Obviously, it wasn't me.
Wait, what? Seriously? How in the heck in the baby Lord Jesus' name was I supposed to know, you stinky bimbo?
Wow, where did that come from all of a sudden?
The woman in the wheelchair I kicked out of the wedding after mistaking her for you yesterday was actually my wife's childhood friend. My wife flipped out at me big time for giving her the boot. Apparently they were real close, like sisters. I've never seen her this mad. She's threatening to divorce me, you goddamn evil witch! This is all your fault for being in that godforsaken wheelchair! How dare you!
This is my fault? Amazing! You literally have zero ability to self-reflect, do you? So this must mean your wife's childhood friend was one of the invites she sent out. which also means the necessary arrangements to accommodate a guest in a wheelchair would have been taken by the organizers of the ceremony. Surely there's no way the groom wouldn't have been made aware of something like this at his own wedding. Or maybe you were, and you just weren't listening. Which was it?
Well,
Or maybe you were listening, but you forgot?
Actually,
If by any chance were you leaving all of the wedding arrangements to your wife, you were taking on your fair share of the responsibility, weren't you, Barry?
well,
Let's face it, you always were the kind of guy to come up with nonsensical excuses every time you deemed something to be a pain in the ass. Even if the thing you were escaping from was very clearly something you should have been taking responsibility for. That's always the kind of guy you were, wasn't it, Barry?
the heck are you talking about? You make me sick, woman. Look at you! So what? So I made one teensy-weensy, teeny-weeny little mistake. I'm human, aren't I? Get off your high horse, you self-racist witch! This just proves you still have feelings for me! It gets more obvious with each message.
Keep dreaming.
Maybe try learning to walk again, cripple. Who knows? You might even be able to get remarried like me!
Huh? Oh, right. I see. You don't know anything about my situation these days, do you?
What else is there to know? You're a friendless, single, shut-in hermit cripple who lives with her elderly parents and relies on them 24/7 to care for her. I don't need to ask to know that.
I gave the rehab everything I had after the divorce and made huge improvements. Doctors tell me I'm well and truly on the road to recovery.
Huh?
They also tell me that if I carry on working hard, there's a good chance I'll be able to walk normally again one day, as if the accident never happened.
Wait, what? Seriously?
This isn't exactly new though, is it? They've been saying this since the beginning.
What? They have?
Looks like my suspicions were right. You divorced me without even properly listening to what the doctors had to say, didn't you?
I did? Oh man.
Oh, by the way, your new wife asked me to pass on this message.
Huh?
You're despicable. I want a divorce. Now.
Wait, what? What? What the heck? How's she speaking to you?
She just showed up at my house because she wanted to ask me some questions.
Uh-oh.
She was pretty curious about the background behind her divorce, and of course, I, being super friendly and sociable, told her everything. She was absolutely furious about how you treated her childhood friend yesterday. She said she suddenly felt like she no longer knew you. She's on her way to you with the divorce papers now. Apparently, she never wants to see you again after you sign them.
Sup, honey cheeks? I kept you waiting a long time, huh? You could finally remarry me now!
Excuse me?
Don't worry. It won't count as cheating or infidelity or anything like that. I'm newly divorced now, so there's nothing stopping us. I'm single and ready to mingle.
There's nothing stopping us from doing what exactly?
I might be a two-time divorcee, but I'm pretty sure that technically goes back down to one with me and you getting remarried. What's more, now that I know you're not going to be a wheelchair anymore, it'll be just like before. You'll be a normal person again. However, there is just one small condition. My bitch ex-wife is demanding ungodly amounts of compensation and saying I owe her all the money she put into planning the wedding. The total comes to just shy of 40K. As long as you pay off that for me, you can have me back! Your family are filthy rich, so it shouldn't be a problem, right? Just give old Pops a call and this'll be settled in a jiffy. I'll be heading over to your folks' place tomorrow, so make sure you have the marriage registration stuff dealt with before I arrive, okay, sweet cheeks?
Would you mind slowing down for a sec? There's something you should know.
What is it?
I already got remarried.
Huh?
I fell in love with the physio who oversaw my rehab at the hospital. He's such an amazing man. He was there for me when I was at my lowest, when my head was all over the place after being so cruelly and heartlessly tossed aside, like some piece of trash when you realize I was in a wheelchair.
You married the physio? Well, this is the first I've heard of it!
Is there a reason I need to give detailed reports on my private life to my ex-husband?
But I gave you reports on my private life!
I don't remember there being any kind of rule saying I have to do that.
Wait, does this mean you won't marry me? Ugh! It's gonna be a lot harder trying to find a new wife as a two-time divorcee, you know! Have you even thought about how this is gonna affect me?
I'm praying that one day you'll have an epiphany and realize that this was entirely your fault. But something tells me I'll be praying for a long time.
What?
It'd be a miracle if you found an oddball crazy enough to marry a cruel, selfish, heartless, mean-spirited, good-for-nothing loser like you.
What? That's just uncalled for!
Never contact me again. Goodbye. Later on, I found out the real reason my ex-husband went out of his way to tell me he was getting remarried was that, apparently, at the time of the divorce, his friends and family found out he was ending things because the thought of caring for his then-crippled wife was too much for a nuisance. Unable to cope with his newfound reputation as a total scumbag, he hatched a plan to heal his damaged reputation. The idea was to goad me into causing a scene at his wedding by provoking me into a jealous rage so he could paint me as some kind of deranged psycho whom he had no choice but to divorce. I really am tired of him. Talk about dodging a bullet. Amazingly, his parents were nothing like him, and me and them had always gotten along, so a few days later, I decided to tell them everything. They immediately hung their heads in shame and apologized profusely. His mom said, as if the shenanigans at the wedding weren't bad enough, "My goodness, Esther, we're so sorry." They vowed to keep a watchful eye on him to ensure he could never hurt anyone again. Last I heard, he was being forced to work to exhaustion to pay off his debts by his ex-military dad.